I thought it could be fun to show you my collection of gaming handhelds. I think this was in around 2002 maybe that I bought this Korean-made, sort of an emulation-based handheld. Mm. It came with a software SDK kit, and I actually attempted to program a game for it, but yeah, I didn't really have invested that much time in the end. This is how it looks. It's not backlit. There was a second version with a backlit screen, I think, and it uses these old smart media cards. Yeah, but it's fun. I paid 250 euros at this in 2002 or so and regretted it later because there weren't a lot of games available for the game park, the GP32. So I eventually then bought the Game Boy Advance. And then later, a couple of years later, I also bought the Game Boy Micro. And here we have Gunstar Heroes and Shining Force, two of my favorite games. Then I bought the original 3DS when I was living in the UK. Yeah, I think I also bought the 3DS XL, but I couldn't stand the screen. Like for some reason, it wasn't because of the 3D effect, but there was something about those kind of scan lines on the bigger screens that made me feel dizzy and made my eyes hurt. It's strange because now I have a new 3DS and it's fine. All right. So also while I was living in the UK, I bought the PSP for like very little money. It came with a couple of games, mostly sports games. Yeah, and I installed the homebrew firmware on it. But I also have a bunch of, actually a pretty large collection of games. So yeah, I think this is a cool system. 10 years before that, in 2004 or 5, I wished I would have it, but it was too expensive at that time, I thought. Then about not much more than 1 year ago, I bought my first 2DS, simply because I wanted to test the homebrew stuff. I caught on to this idea of programming a music app, and I didn't want to install the homebrew firmware on my original 3DS that has like the Nintendo account and I have purchased titles, etc. So yeah, I bought this one, and it turns out this is actually, ergonomically speaking, my favorite model. I like I like the buttons. I like that it doesn't have a hinge. It just feels really good if you have big hands. Yeah, it's a joy. So this is the first one. And from on there, I went down a rabbit hole of just buying more and more. Just, to have a backup for the backup in case the backup fails. So there I then bought this one. This is the white one that I'm usually using in the video. It's a bit more camera friendly, I find. So, but this one is kind of rugged, and it was a bit cheaper because it doesn't read. Well, actually, the buyer didn't indicate that it doesn't read games, but it turned out to be the case. Still, the price, I think it was only 40 euros, which is really a steal. And yeah, I love this one. So then eventually I thought to myself, I really need to buy a new 2DS or 3DS. So I bought the 2DS. It has almost 10 times as much CPU power, twice as much RAM. It will give it the capacity to run actual synthesis and more sound effects and audio processing in general. So yeah, like my small little gripe is just that on the newer 3DSs, those buttons there, they are tactile buttons and not these old school like Nintendo gamepad squishy buttons. And I actually like them a little less. And yeah, since this is a new 3DS, it has like some extra shoulder buttons. Then I also bought the new 3DS XL, mainly because of the battery life. I think this has the largest battery. I guess there's not that much to say about it. What really sucks is that you have to unscrew this faceplate if you want to remove or exchange the SD card. But other than that, and it's like substantially heavier than the previous models actually also. But yeah, it's it's cool. It's really nice. Yeah, and then here's another black 2DS with the case. So this is number 2. Let's see what we have here. That's another white one. This is in a better condition than the previous one, so maybe I will use this one for the recordings in the future. And what's nice is that this one also came with these cards that I previously never had. And then 2 more black ones. Yeah, it's crazy. One of them was also a bit cheaper because it has an issue with the touchscreen. And then because someone asked in the comment section whether Noise Commander also works on the original 3DS, and also just because I wanted to own another one to take with me on the go, because this one is the most compact. You can actually fit it into your pocket. So here's the proof that Noise Commander works on it. There you go. Sorry for the glaring. If you don't own a 3DS and you want to try Noise Commander, here's a little tip. I only paid $50 for this one because it has a fault where it doesn't read cartridges. Everything else is working fine, and you don't need the cartridge reader if you want to run the Noise Commander 3DS. So maybe look out for 3DSs with the broken cartridge slot. And then this isn't really a gaming handheld, but why not show it here? It's the M8 Tracker. It's a magnificent, amazing device. The Noise Commander probably won't ever manage to rival. Noise Commander has sort of a Groovebox user interface, whereas the M8 Tracker is a very traditional tracker. And what's amazing about it is that it has audio streaming, and you can record long audio, and it has, of course, MIDI connectivity and line input for sampling. It's a great device. Yeah, and this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.